Hey guitar people, I hope everybody's doing great. I'm sitting out here in Virginia on this spring day in April. It's so nice out and I'm playing a ragtime blues. And you're going to play it too if you don't click away. So as we're about to get started, think about subscribing, hit the like button, all that good stuff. And we're going to get started. This song's in the key of G. Alright, here it is with the tabs, and then I'll go through as a breakdown afterwards. Let's go. So like I said, this is in the key of G, and we start out on our G chord, just hammering on from a half step under. That's in the scale. And every time I think I play this G chord, I'm skipping the A string. It's a muted string, so no major third there. And then I'm holding down the D here, so no major third here either. So no B's. I'm taking out all the B's. Sounds really clean that way. And then I go. It's just a B7. That's like your 3 chord, but instead of it being a minor chord, or it's a dominant 7 chord. Very ragtime that way. In ragtime, they make just about everything a 7 chord, a dominant 7 chord. So we got walking up chromatically, and then I'm just doing like a little, I do a chromatic thing here, C major, a chromatic thing again into the A7. So your 2 chord, the A, is usually a minor chord. In ragtime, though, they make lots of things a dominant 7 chord. So again, we're making it a dominant 7. G, walk it down. And an E7, that would be your 6 chord. Again, instead of it being a minor chord, it's a dominant 7. A7. And then you have your actual 5 chord, which is a dominant 7. Walk it up into a G. So you got how I'm starting to like translate this up higher. So we end here. And this is like a perfect spot for us to start it over an octave higher. G. And that's a B7. It's just this shape. It's like an A7, but you're sliding it up. And you got your B here too. Then we go to our C major. We got a diminished chord, and then an A7, and I'm kind of hammering the flat 7 right there. So let me go through that. And then strum all 3. B diminished. G major 7. E dominant 7. And what is that, an A there? I forget. Yeah, because that's our 2. 5. 1. Here's your G again. So what we do there is like, that A's gonna ring. Some more chromatic. And then slide into a, so that's a D chord, but like what kind of a D chord is it? It's an augmented. So what you can do is, instead of using that 5 chord as like a dominant 7, you can substitute for an augmented chord here. And it looks almost the same, except that like here would be a major. So you take this note and it goes up a half step, and you got a D up here too. Here's dominant 7. Here's an augmented. So after we ring that out, and I like to pick through those, and then I hit the open D string, grab the E, the F sharp, into the G. And now I'm playing out of like this G chord shape. G major. So that's kind of a weird one, but and right there's your B 7. It's like so close to it. Hammer on that G string, and then you come down on your flat 7. So that's your C chord, skipping the B string, and now we go to our A. Because what it would sound like is, right? So here's where we're going, but instead of playing the chord, we're going to go, and then we just go into our, or I think it went, right? So we got, so what that is here is we got that E7, and after the E7 we're going to go to our A chord, a D chord, and then a G. So instead of using the chords, I went, here's our E7, Here's our A. And what I'm doing here, I'm walking up chromatically. And what this is like if you were like sitting at a piano and you're looking at the white keys. Well, I guess there's a black key in there too because we got a C sharp. But it would be like if you push the keys down in order, right? It's not inverted or anything. There's an A, and then if you go up the scale, you get a C sharp, and then you get an E, and that's the A. It's just an A major chord in order. It's an A major triad. And then I play the open D string, since that's the chord that we're trying to imply. That's an A. Now we're applying it on a D chord. And then we go to our G. Hit the open D. And you end with the G. That's it. So it helps to understand the chord structure. I mean, I think you have to understand the chord structure, like the progression, right? Because if you're going to make a guitar riff where it's like how it is at the end, right? Like that comes from something. So like when we do our chromatic thing onto the A, like that's because it's played over an A7 chord, and then our next chord is a D7. And that's when we hit the open string for D and do that. And then we end on our G. Oh, and I'll also say that at the end of the song, we chop up some measures. So it kind of like helps for a listener to understand, hey, it's kind of the end. So for the structure, like what we kind of have is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's the last A7, 3, 4, and into a D7. 1, 2, 3, 4. At the end, we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what it's like is at the end, when you go to the A7, instead of doing like in that kind of a count, instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then starting over or ending, you would go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you don't have to think about it as like chopping it up like 1, 2, 1, 2. Like what you're doing is you're only doing half a measure of each chord. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Something to think about. And that's a good thing for you to know if you're like creating your own song, you know? Splitting it up. I mean, it's not something that like I was consciously like thinking about. It's just like I'm just using my ear, and I've heard like a bajillion songs all throughout my life. Right, like, traveling around as a kid with your parents in the car, and there's like songs on the radio. You like pick up on this stuff over all of the years that you've been alive. So I think if you just like stick with your ear and not try to overanalyze stuff. I mean, but since we had put it in the song, why not analyze it after it's been created or like written, you know? So yeah, I mean, something to keep in mind. It could help your songwriting in the future. Well, that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I did. I like playing this like style of a tune, you know? It's something that's like a little bit out of the ordinary, and it's awesome to play. It's so fun. So I'll see you guys next time, and you just keep on picking.